Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko number 120G. This is a sample piece of Pemko's 120 interlocking threshold. This is in the G finish, which is gold anodized. This is available in A for mill aluminum finish, B for solid architectural bronze, onto which can be done, well, it can be just left mill, or satin, brass bronze, or polished, or oil rubbed, and even some special finishes can be done. It can also be done in the D finish, which is a dark bronze anodized over aluminum, and then naturally the G. Okay, so this is an interlock threshold, and these will include this is a Pemko 61G, 61Z. Correct, a 61Z is the part number. 61Z is in zinc. This is a hook strip, is what this is called. Sometimes it's called a J hook. So if you use your imagination, it looks like the letter J. This is what they call white coat galvanized. So this will be, corrosion resistant because of its galvanized coating. And how this all works naturally is you're going to have, you're going to have some ability to tailor exactly how this works, but generally you're going to have this as the exterior. Your door will reside over this area. Your J hook will be either nailed flush to the bottom of the door, or you could put a mortise in it so that you can drop your door down a little bit further over here, and when the door closes it just simply nests like this, making for an incredibly effective positive mechanical seal. I'm very partial to interlocking thresholds because I think they're smart. They do a great job at sealing the bottom of the door. They do a great job at sealing the bottom of the door over a period of decades, is where you'll see interlocking thresholds work and continue to work. The only time that really something happens is if that hook strip gets damaged. It does fatigue with time, but it's really not maintaining the door. The door might sag or get pushed over, or something might happen where it needs to be readjusted. But generally, a hook strip is what's damaged. The door is removed because you're painting it, and then the hook strip never seems to get back to where it was. That sort of thing occurs. Or a rug is left, or something large is left under the door, and the door comes open and it rips the hook strip or damages it as a result of someone pushing the door over some obstacle. So that's a very positive sort of mechanical seal that you're going to see. Okay. You can also do an L hook. Pemko has it's a hook. It's just like this. It's an L shape where it would be surface mounted to the face of the door, and then it would come down on the face of the door and then hook inside of this portion of the extrusion. Naturally there could be a circumstance by which you're going to use it on this side. There's no hard and fast rules, but generally you'll see it on the inside here. Because of this type of dimensional properties of this, you do not have a weep hole sort of capability on this. A weep hole is generally where there inside of here will be drilled a hole, and should any water get inside of here, it would collect down in here, and then there would be a weep filed in the face of this, a little notch, and that water, the idea is, can race out of here, or race out of there. There is an option, speaking of all of that, for select water pan, and that goes with this conversation. A water pan is nothing other than a piece of sheet metal. It's either aluminum or it's brass, solid architectural bronze, and it's to sit underneath here in those circumstances where by any water that did get underneath your threshold would not be pooling and collecting on top of your sill, whether it's wood or some sort of masonry product. And the concept is that it would pool on top of that water pan. Probably less of a needed option for a threshold like this because this threshold is shaped like this. There's really no opportunity for water to get in there, okay, etc. Now, I'm a fan of having lots of seal on the door because just 1/8 of an inch spread over the width of your door, that all adds up square inch wise to allowing your fist to go through the door, such a large hole. If the door is an in-swing, which it typically is going to be, I would like to stop the water out here is what I'd like to do. I might even be tempted to add a door sweep out here or an automatic door bottom. Well, forgive me, it would not be an automatic door bottom in terms of it being mortised, but you could potentially have one surface mounted. I want to stop the water out here. I don't want to stop it by the time it gets all the way under my door to the hook strip. So keep that in mind. But interlocking thresholds or perimeter gasketing is something that people love, and it's because it's very effective, very long lasting. These two pieces are of course just samples. What you're going to get with this, of course, will be screws in a complementary finish. They're probably going to be something a lot like a number 10 by inch and a half screw with a gold finish on it. Of course, the 61 zinc, 61Z is going to come with nails. That is for sure that will happen. That will be nailed to the bottom of the door. This is available in several different lengths, and by the way, every time you order one of these, you're going to get one of these by default. You don't have to ask for it separately. Available on the site in several different lengths. This again is just a 6-inch sample. 2 foot all the way out to 8 foot. Custom lengths are encouraged to be requested, and the logic is if you ordered a 4-foot piece, well, that first countersink is going to be about 4 or 5 inches from the edge. Well, what if you had to take that 4-foot threshold and cut it down to 42 inch? You'd eliminate that countersink that you have there. And it's not such a big deal drilling a hole through a threshold, but it's countersinking it so the screw sits flush. That sometimes is a challenge. So if you order a custom length, we'll not only locate that first countersink at the proper distance from the edge, but the proper center to center as well, saving you the trouble of doing that. Now, dimensionally, I haven't gone over that yet. This is a very common threshold in both its width and its height. This is clearly going to be a residential application with a wood door. This is 4.5 inches wide. This is 7/8 tall. A bit difficult for you to see that. Let's study how this plays out in its width so you have an idea of where everything lies. So from the back side, you can see where the plateau resides of the threshold. Okay, looks like it's about 1 3/4 inches from the inside edge. You can use that dimension to judge, pardon me, 1.5 inches. I had it hooked incorrectly. Yeah, about 1.5 inches. Fluted top, that's going to give you some non-slip resistance. Pemko has a comprehensive offering of interlocking thresholds that are going to vary by height, by width. Okay, some of those will allow a weep hole sort of design. If you get to 1.25 inches tall, or something in that range, that will hit back down on both sides, and it'll be provisioned with a weep hole system. The name Pemko is synonymous with all things weather stripping related, not only typically residential thresholds like this, but perimeter gasketing, door sweeps. They have a comprehensive offering of residential weather stripping beyond this, like oak and aluminum adjustable top thresholds that you'll see used in the construction of pre-hung wood doors and frames. But it's not only their residential hardware, but their commercial weather stripping as well. That is a perfect example of how broad of a spectrum of material they make available. They have the most comprehensive offering of a variety of weather stripping options that is commercially available. There's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up their full line catalog and review all of their weather stripping and aluminum continuous geared hinges and sliding door hardware, bifold, pocket, bypass openings. I caution you that download is substantial because it's a thick catalog. If you have any questions on the Pemko 120G interlocking threshold or any other Pemko product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.